Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. That's a motto of India. It is present all over the world and it is popularized by India to all over the world. But are we following it? Are the world following it? And how much it is old? So, guys, my name is Shrishna and I am going to talk about the thing globalization. So, now, if I am talking about the globalization, what is it? Is it and based on only on economy? Like when we think about the globalization, we always talk about import export. No, it have multiple dimension. Like it is based on the culture. So it is based on the culture. It is also based on economy, as the man said, as the sir said. So it is also based on economy, and there is a multiple dimension of it. So that is what globalization means to me, and it should mean to all of you. So when we globalization is not limited thing for anyone. Globalization means to connect the world, to interconnect, make them interdependent, or make them integrate. So if the world is like one family, so when we can say that it is globalized. So that's what globalization means. So when is globalization? When was globalization happening, or is it now, or is it years old concept? So if I talk about globalization, I am not diving too much into history, but even in Indus Valley civilization, we are doing trade with Mesopotamian civilization. Then if we talk about the Chandragupta Mauryan civilization, we have trade relation with Greek or Romans, and we always used to do trade, but after the East India Company arrived to our country, we experienced several bad things, and that experience was not good actually. So after getting independent, we are learning from our experience and make our economic closed. So that closed economy means that we are not any economy cannot be totally closed. It can be open in some ways. It cannot be totally closed because we don't have all type of resources. We need to import some type of resources. Even North Korea have to import from the Russia or China. So if I talk about the globalization when it has happened, so I'm not talking about India. I'm talking about the world. So after World War II happened and rest of the things are going to happen, the world is facing supply shortages. There are major economic there are major economic difficulty which were going on. So there are countries are facing, and the two organization which are made it named as the International Monetary Fund and World Trade Organization. So when these organization made, and their what their according to IMF and WTO, the major portion is held by the developed countries. So whoever held the major share of it, they can control these two organizations. So basically, they are controlled. They are just a puppet of. I cannot say that puppet. They are just majorly controlled by the developed countries, which are Europe and America. So when Latin America, which is Southern America, like Brazil, we are facing that stagnant economy. When China was facing stagnant economy and India was too. So Latin America opened its economy, and after that, China too opened economy. And later, I think in 1970, under when Richard Nixon was meeting, I think the Deng Xiaoping of the Chinese regime, they made them to open the economy. They show how the capitalist market works. So Deng Xiaoping was attracted. Deng Xiaoping was attracted towards the capitalist economy, and that's why they opened. But India opened its economy bit late in 1991. Bit late, not too late. It's better late than never. I can say that. So in 1991, the major chunk of the global supply markets are held by China, and we almost missed the bus of the industrialization, which can happen way before. But whatever happens, it happens. So in 1971, now China called as the manufacturer of the world, but India will take time. So that is when 1971 the China make itself part of globalization, and in 1991 under Manmohan Singh and PV Narasimha Rao. Manmohan Singh was a finance minister at that time, and PV Narasimha Rao was a prime minister at that time. So we are facing. There are major things who are going on. I think in 73 there is a oil crisis. So we can see the result of it, and oil crisis, and yes, USSR disintegration. USSR disintegration, because after we get independent, USSR was the one power who was helping us. When USSR was in crisis, we cannot expect anyone to help apart from USSR. But USSR was disintegrated, and they also faced the economic crisis before 1991. And so we have to open the economy. And if we are going to open our economy, we are listening to the condition of the IMF, World Trade Organization, and World Bank. And we know that the developed country control these type of economies. So we are under finance ministry in Manmohan Singh and PV Narasimha Rao. We followed the LPG reforms. We called as LPG reforms. L means liberalization, P means privatization, and G means what is globalization. So globalization is the major. So what globalization did to India? Globalization at before 1991, we are stagnant economy, and now we are the major world growing economy nowadays. So how it became it like this? So after 1991, when we got the global competitors come between us, and 1991 there is also license raj, the end of license raj. So the private players also get the chance to compete the global markets. So how it happens? So how it happens? So we get the competitors, and we get the ecosystem to boost our business. And when I talk about how, I should now not forget the internet thing, because connectivity of the internet is the major part that we are growing our economy. Because if we think about Indian economy, the major part which in which we are growing is a service sector, and service sector is majorly held by the internet. So after the internet, we saw the rise of major giants like Infosys, HCL, and several others. So that's how we get the, like in service, we give the services to the world. And also the we have the market which have the more consumer, which have billion population, 1.4 billion population. So the consumer power of India is very large, and so the foreign markets are attracted towards it. So they are investing in our economy, and they are making our investment high. We have largest foreign direct investment. And also when we talk about globalization, it is also about people. Our people goes to the foreign lands, and they send us remittances. And believe me or not, India is highest remittances and nation in the world. Indians go outside, they earn, and they send into India. So in that way, the culture also helping us. So that is how globalization help us to in our country, to our country. What are the challenges and what are the outcomes? As I mentioned that the major organization are controlled by the developed countries. And what are the developed countries doing? When we talk about globalization, we talk about the world is one family. Is it when they are doing the difference between the developed countries and developing countries, called as third world countries, or we are not feel included? So challenges are to make the developing economies inclusive. We should feel the inclusivity. We should not differentiate between the world. So the major, when we talk about challenge, the major research and development and the intelligent things are doing by the developed economies. And what are we doing? We are just assembling, we are just manufacturing. So the highest income are generating by them, and the lowest income, which is assembling or manufacturing, are doing by the third world countries, which I specific talk about, that is global south. When we talk about the global south, it is majorly held by the African countries and Indian, which the countries which are struggling to make their economy better. So they are the challenges. And also, when we talk about the challenges, they are making the rules according to themselves. Like if we talk about Europe, they are putting barriers in the name of quality checking. If we talk about the America, they are giving subsidies to the farmers. So in world trade, if we listen about the World Trade Organization, they do not supporting to give the agriculture, and they are taking benefit of it. So how can we differentiate that these are the principle, these are the model, these are the values? If you are the major power, you should have the responsibility, accountability to grow together, to make them feel equal. But you are not doing like this. So that are the challenges which are doing. And also, if I mentioned about the China, what is China doing? China in 1971, they catch the bus of the globalization. We later catch, but they catch the bus of the globalization. They make themselves a major manufacturer of the world. They still called as the major manufacturer. They are dumping their goods toward the economy, toward the development countries. If some global south countries, which are African countries, are signing the accords of WTO, so they have to lower their trade barriers, and the products of China will be dumped into the African markets, and the local industries will get finished there, because they are getting better or cheaper alternative. If not better, there is a cheaper alternative, and we are facing that in India too. So that is how China or the developed economies are taking benefits of it. So what should be the outcome of it? If I talk about the outcome, I am also talking about a solution. What is government doing is right. I think I should take the name of some of the facilities which are given by the government, which is PLI scheme, public PLI, which they are giving the incentives to the business. They are helping to grow the business of the MSME sector, and they are making the ecosystem they are making the ecosystem to grow the business. So that is how government helping us. So if we talk about the solution, I think solution is in between us. That is strategic autonomy, or the government which is talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is self-reliant Bharat. If we are the major manufacturer, which world is talking about too, well, world is focusing on China plus one strategy. China means the major manufacturer, and when we talk about plus one strategy, it could be Vietnam, it could be Taiwan, it could be India too. So the world cannot feel threatened by the global crisis, like the crisis which are happened in Hormuz Strait. If someone blocks the strait, the oil crisis has happened. If someday China attacked the Taiwan, the major chip crisis will happen. So if we are opening to the world, we are also facing some kind of crisis. So we should always think to be inclusive, and to be include ourselves, which is India. So we should work on the Atmanirbhar Bharat. We should promote made in India products, like the Koreans are doing. Koreans are exporting it too. When we talk about globalization, it is culture too, and we are familiar with the K-pop. And we are talking about when we are talking about Japanese, they are doing their Suzuki's between us. The we used to travel with a Suzuki car. We used to drive a Suzuki car, so it is between us. But in Japan and Korean, they are loving their products so much. We are not loving that kind of. We should have to make respected Raj sir, because who has given me a golden opportunity to speak on air. So today my topic is a globalization. So, first of all, we know that what a globalization. Globalization is a process by which business and culture and societies around the world become connected a whole world, and it's allow the buy and sell product across the world, and the technology and internet have entered the have the internet and technology have turned our world into a global village, and the people can share their food and their music and their activities on social media, and multinational companies create job in different country. So it's all about the definition of globalization, and now we know that economic globalization. So first, globalization is a like economic globalization is a like export and import. For example, India is the biggest importer country of medicine and clothes and something, and India is a big exporter of phones like iPhone. You know, iPhone is a designed by USA and manufactured by China, and sold the every world, sold the whole world, sold the whole world. So now we know that culture globalization. So culture globalization, exchange of ideas and festival, as like 21 June is a celebrate our people of world biggest yoga divas, and Korean song listened by Indian, and RR movie won by global award. So that's a definition of culture globalization. Now we know that political globalization. So political globalization, it refer to the connected cooperation between government of difficult problems to solve world, as like then India was India was sacrificing of Corona. India was sacrificing of Corona that time, help other country, and last technological globalization. So technological globalization, uh, online platform Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp and Twitter connect by all people in world. So it's all about my globalization. Everyone, my name is Ankit Kashyap, and today I am going to tell you about something which is the part of our lives, and we really think about it. Like see, like look at the clothes we are wearing, and the smartphone we use, and even the food we like to eat. Every most of the things are not come from did not come from the only one place. They are
they they make us to connect the different parts of the world, and the massive invisible network uh, of the sharing the entire goods and knowledge called globalization. So how it works. So the globalization is, in simple word, globalization is a process where the world is shrinking into the big one global village, where we find where we trade our businesses and cultures and the goods and many type of products to each every country, and we depend on every each country, and the so why we able to connect with the whole world? Because of the two massive forces like technology, and other is transportation. We can we can do a business by setting our own country, just one click of attraction in of internet, and we can communicate with the other businessmen with the across the oceans, and the technology, the transportation, we can have tons of goods in a in just one night by the cargo ship and the big container transporter, uh, flying jets and the aeroplanes. So what's the benefit we had by globalization? Like the globalization has done lot of benefits to our world. Like we can we can trade, and we can do a business with across the world, and we can have the many type of products and medicine we want to in our country, and we share our culture to every each countries, and and second, it gives us the endless choices like products and medicines and many type of goods in a competitive price. So it benefits us very much. And the dark side, the challenges, even even in a even in a good, like just like a coin. Globalization has also two side of its nature. Like the challenges is we have to force we have to face it, like inequality, because across the world there are many type of peoples, and there are many type of ideology which they have, and when globalization makes them equal, consider equal, then they just start to in start to resist being racist to everyone, because not every culture and every ideology made are the same for everyone. That's the biggest challenge, and some kind of investment, and the local farmers and the local business are still not cannot grow in this big globalization, because the huge companies who taken over the world, they make they make it benefits from the world. So the small business cannot take any type of benefits from it. So has been a challenge for from globalization. And the conclusion, the final is that globalization is neither a good thing or neither nor a bad thing. It's just a some kind of tool which, if we manage to do a equality, and manage to do great business with fairly trade, and make agriculture to respect everyone, and then it starts much better to globalize globalize for everyone. And we need a future where every businesses trade fairly, and where culture respects each others, and manage to preserve their own culture in their own country, and preserve the environment as well. That's Thank you for the night for having me, and that's what my presentation. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My respected teachers and my audience. And now, my name is Shresti Gupta. Today, we will discuss about the topic that is which is most important, uh, which is the most important. Yeah, it is we had studied about it from the ninth standard to the post graduation. So, and you all heard about it this topic. So its name is globalization, which I mentioned it on there. So globalization. First, I start. So let me first think its introduction. So its introduction is the like I will mention its 5 points, like its causes, its dimensions, and its introduction, and its negative and positive impact on the world. So introduction is globalization. There is the economic, the culture, the people, ideas, and the capital of the one world, which which is interlinked uh, to the other countries. It is called the globalization. So globalization, I will tell you in a very easy way. Introduction is I'm telling about its introduction, and there is causes, which is globalization. Globalization. Uh, globalization. Globalization. So globalization has a concept of the fundamental, which deals with the flow. There is a flow of the every country. There is the which is the one country linked to the other countries. There is the flow of the transportation for the capitalization and the uh, import, export, and all the things which they want. And even anyone can anyone go to the other country for for their education, for their works, for their anything which they want. So there is the globalization means globalization has the flow for the all the things. So this is the causes and the dimensions which I mentioned on the board. And the dimension is the globalization has a dimensions all persons. Some persons know the dimension like it's only the economic. So individually economy is not the only related to the globalization. There is the other different types of part of the globalization, like its dimensions. Its first is political globalization. Second is cultural globalization. And the third is economic globalization. So there is the three basic part of globalization, which is divided in the political, cultural, and economic. So political and cultural and economic, there is the three parts of the globalization, which is the dimension, which is its dimension, and there is not individually economic, because we all know about economy is the growth of our country, and it's called globalization, but it's not there is the three parts divided into the globalization. So next we talk about the positive and negative impact of the globalization. So there is a positive impact, which is like there is a basic need in our country, our country uh, our country provides the our country provides like एक second. So there is positive impact is the increment of generation of the generation of for economic opportunities, uh, in uh, uh, in our country provides the economic background and economic opportunities for the generation or for the youth, because and it is we all know about the technology and advancements in technology is totally change our globalization. So there is a positive impact, and there is a some negative impact, because all we all know about there is a so there is new policies, which is liberalization is openly for the globalization and for our country, and it is new policies is under in year 1991, which is organized by the which is globalization comes in India from by the by Narsimha Rao government, and there is a there is a more credits to goes to the there is more credits goes to the Dr. Manmohan Singh, because she was because he was the finance minister of India. So there was a globalization comes in India. So there is a positive and negative impact, and so it's all about globalization, which is the very interesting topic of our country. And whenever like the uh, the other countries in our country, because our country invites to the other countries for the investment, many roles and different parts of roles. So that's why globalization is most important for our country. So it's all about